Welcome back to my channel, and welcome again to the Managing Safety Climate Survey course. Let's continue with Module 4, Development of Safety Climate Survey Questionnaires. In this module, we focus on how to create effective safety climate survey questionnaires. The aim is to develop clear and relevant questions that assess key areas such as leadership, communication, and employee attitudes. The goal is to ensure that the survey is able to capture accurate and meaningful data. This data will then be used to evaluate the organization's safety climate and support the development of strategies aimed at improving workplace safety culture and overall performance. This section discusses the general guidelines for developing survey questionnaires. First, after identifying the relevant constructs, the Safety Climate Survey questionnaire can be developed. However, several important principles should be followed to ensure the quality and effectiveness of the survey. One key recommendation is to use closed-ended questionnaires. Closed-ended questions make it easier to collect, quantify, and analyze data systematically. Although open-ended questions can provide valuable insights, they are not covered within the scope of this e-book. Another important guideline is to avoid double-barreled questions. These are questions that ask about two similar or related issues at the same time, which may confuse respondents and affect the accuracy of their answers. For example, asking about opinions on a woman as a superior and a female boss essentially addresses the same topic and should be avoided. In addition, each question should be specific and focus on only one issue. Multiple inquiries should not be combined into a single question. For example, asking whether a deliveryman delivers flowers on time and accurately includes two separate aspects, timeliness and accuracy. These should be split into two individual questions to obtain clearer and more reliable responses. By following these guidelines, survey questionnaires can be designed to produce more accurate, valid, and meaningful data. This section focuses on the development of safety climate survey questionnaires. As mentioned earlier, the questionnaire should be developed based on the constructs that have already been identified. These constructs serve as the foundation for creating questions that effectively measure the safety climate within an organization. It is important to note that the sample questions provided are intended only as examples. They do not represent a complete or exhaustive set of questions for each construct. Depending on the organization's environment, industry, and objectives, different or additional questions may be required to capture the relevant information accurately. Therefore, when designing a safety climate survey, researchers and practitioners should adapt and refine the questions to suit their specific context while ensuring that the questions remain aligned with the intended constructs. In summary, the questionnaire development process should be flexible, allowing for modifications that best reflect the unique needs and circumstances of the organization being assessed. This slide presents Construct 1, which focuses on the organization's development and implementation of the health and safety management system. The purpose of this construct is to assess whether the company demonstrates due diligence in establishing, maintaining, and implementing an effective health and safety management system. Question 1.1 examines whether employees have attended and successfully completed the full training program related to health and safety procedures. This helps determine if employees have received the necessary training. Question 1.2 evaluates employees' understanding of the health and safety system procedures. Having knowledge of the procedures is essential for ensuring workplace safety and compliance. Question 1.3 assesses whether the health and safety procedures are practical and relevant to daily work activities. Procedures should be realistic and easy for employees to apply in their routine tasks. Question 1.4 focuses on continuous improvement by determining whether the organization regularly reviews and updates its health and safety procedures to remain effective and current. Finally, question 1.5 evaluates whether the organization implements these procedures with due diligence, demonstrating a strong commitment to maintaining a safe and healthy work environment. Together, these questions provide insight into how well the organization develops, communicates, maintains, and implements its health and safety management system. This slide presents Construct 2, which focuses on the maintenance of a healthy and safe workplace environment. The objective of this construct is to evaluate the extent to which the organization works together with relevant stakeholders to ensure that employees operate in a safe and healthy environment. Question 2.1 examines whether the organization allocates sufficient resources, such as funding, equipment, and manpower, to support workplace health and safety initiatives. Question 2.2 assesses employees' perceptions of the safety of their workstations. A safe workstation is essential for reducing workplace hazards and preventing accidents. Question 2.3 evaluates whether regular workplace inspections are conducted by designated personnel. These inspections help identify potential risks and ensure compliance with safety requirements. Question 2.4 focuses on the organization's responsiveness to safety issues by determining whether identified unsafe conditions are addressed and corrected promptly. Finally, question 2.5 assesses whether adequate maintenance programs are implemented for equipment used by employees. Proper maintenance helps ensure equipment reliability, safety, and operational efficiency. Overall, these questions measure the organization's commitment to creating and maintaining a workplace environment that prioritizes the health, safety, and well-being of all employees. This slide presents Construct 3, which focuses on the commitment of individuals and groups to safe work behaviors. The purpose of this construct is to assess how consistently employees and work groups follow safe work procedures and demonstrate behaviors that support workplace safety. Question 3.1 examines whether the necessary equipment required to comply with health and safety procedures is readily available. Employees can only work safely when they have access to the appropriate tools and protective equipment. Question 3.2 evaluates whether employees have received adequate training on safe work procedures. Training is a fundamental requirement for promoting safe practices in the workplace. Question 3.3 assesses employees' understanding of how to carry out their duties safely by applying the established safe work procedures. This helps determine whether training and communication efforts have been effective. Question 3.4 focuses on employee behavior by determining whether workers consistently avoid taking unnecessary risks while performing their tasks. This reflects the overall safety culture within the organization. Finally, question 3.5 examines whether employees experience pressure from supervisors to work under unsafe conditions. This question is important because management pressure can negatively influence safe work practices and increase workplace risks. Overall, these questions help evaluate the commitment of both employees and supervisors to maintaining safe work behaviors and fostering a positive safety culture within the organization. This slide presents Construct 4, which focuses on management's positive values, beliefs, and attitudes toward health and safety. The objective of this construct is to evaluate the extent to which top management demonstrates leadership and commitment in promoting and sustaining health and safety throughout the organization. Question 4.1 examines whether management actively promotes and enforces compliance with safety directives. This reflects management's commitment to ensuring that safety requirements are consistently followed. Question 4.2 assesses whether management takes reasonable and practical measures to protect employees from hazards associated with the handling, storage, transportation, and use of materials and equipment in the workplace. Question 4.3 focuses on the establishment and enforcement of safe work procedures for tasks that may expose employees to potential risks. Effective procedures help minimize workplace accidents and injuries. Question 4.4 evaluates whether management provides employees with adequate instruction, information, training, and supervision. These elements are essential in equipping employees with the knowledge and skills needed to work safely. Finally, question 4.5 examines whether management regularly reviews and evaluates safety performance together with employees in relation to established safety objectives. This demonstrates continuous monitoring and improvement of workplace safety practices. Overall, these questions assess how strongly management supports workplace health and safety through leadership, resource allocation, communication, training, and ongoing performance evaluation. Strong management commitment is a key factor in fostering a positive safety culture within the organization. This slide explains the next step after developing the survey constructs and questionnaires. Once all constructs and questionnaire items have been finalized, the information should be entered into Microsoft Excel. Excel will serve as the primary tool for organizing the survey data and performing basic statistical analyses. A worksheet named Survey should be created to store all the questionnaire items and responses systematically. This ensures that the collected data is organized and ready for analysis. After setting up the survey worksheet, the next step is to establish a rating scale for respondents' answers. In this e-book, a 5-point Likert scale is used to measure respondents' perceptions and attitudes toward workplace health and safety. The scale ranges from strongly disagree to strongly agree. A rating of strongly disagree indicates that no development has occurred and that the organization remains at a dependent stage. A rating of disagree suggests that significant development is still required to achieve success, representing a stage between dependent and independent. A rating of average indicates that progress has been made, but it is still insufficient for success, reflecting an independent stage. A rating of agree means that the organization has reached a level that is generally adequate for success, although close supervision may still be required. This represents a stage between independent and interdependent. Finally, a rating of strongly agree indicates that the organization is fully capable of achieving success without close supervision, demonstrating an interdependent stage of development. By using this standardized 5-point Likert scale, survey responses can be measured consistently, allowing meaningful statistical analysis and interpretation of the organization's safety climate. So, after entering all 4 constructs and their corresponding questionnaire items into Microsoft Excel, you will be able to see the complete set of survey questions organized in the Survey worksheet. This Survey tab serves as the central location for all questionnaire items and provides a structured format for collecting and managing responses. Having all the questions consolidated in one worksheet also makes it easier to perform data analysis later on. Once the Survey tab has been completed, the next step is to apply the 5-point Likert scale to each question so that respondents can provide their ratings consistently across all constructs. Thank you for participating in Module 4, Development of Safety Climate Survey Questionnaires. Throughout this module, we have covered the process of identifying key safety climate constructs, developing appropriate survey questionnaires, and organizing the survey in Microsoft Excel using a standardized 5-point Likert scale. By now, you should have a clear understanding of how to develop safety climate survey questionnaires that are structured, reliable, and suitable for data collection and analysis. With the questionnaire development process completed, we are now ready to move on to the next stage of the safety climate assessment process. In Module 5, we will focus on analyzing and understanding the results obtained from a safety climate survey. This will include interpreting survey responses and using the findings to evaluate and improve workplace health and safety performance. Thank you, and let's proceed to Module 5.